Hey guys, it's Mr. Schmidt here, and in this video, we're going to look at topic 2.5 other elasticities. This would be pages 455 to 457 in your textbook. And so basically, we're finishing up with elasticity here. We've talked a lot about elasticity. We have two more elasticities related to demand. And so the first one I want to talk about is the cross price elasticity of demand. So when we talked about market demand back in topic 2.1, we talked about the idea of complements, two goods that you buy together, or substitutes, two goods where you buy one instead of the other. And I kind of had to tell you whether the goods were complements or substitutes. But it would be nice if there was a way to mathematically determine this, and that is what the cross price elasticity of demand will tell you. It's a formula where it will spit out a number, and that number will tell us whether the two goods are complements or substitutes. So the formula is the percent change in quantity demanded of product A divided by percent change in price of the other product. One thing you should immediately notice here is that there is not absolute value. And this time, it is incredibly important that you do not do absolute value because the number itself actually does not tell us whether they are complements or substitutes. The number in absolute terms simply tells us the strength of the relationship. So the farther away the number is from zero, either negative or positive, the stronger the relationship between the two goods. The sign is what tells us if they are substitutes or complements. So a positive number means the two goods are substitutes. A negative number means the two goods are complements. And the way I remember this is that there is an N in the word complements, and the word negative starts with an N. So that's how I try to tell them apart. If that works for you, great. So let's go ahead and do this practice question to apply the formula. So if the price of French fries increases by 10% and the quantity demanded of onion rings increases by 20%, calculate the cross price elasticity of demand between French fries and onion rings. Are French fries and onion rings complements, substitutes, or unrelated? So take a second, pause the video, answer it, and then we'll see if you are correct. So the correct answer here is 2, and that they are substitutes because 2 is a positive number. So the way you would do this is, first of all, you have to pay attention to whether it says increases or decreases. If it says increases, you make the number positive. If it says decreases, you make the number negative. Both of these are positive numbers, so you take 20 divided by 10, and you get 2. The only way you would get it to be unrelated is if the coefficient was 0. That would indicate the two goods are not related in any way. The other elasticity I want to talk about in this video is the income elasticity of demand. This will tell us if a good is a normal good or an inferior good. Okay, so to do this, we have to calculate the income elasticity of demand. So this means the percentage change in the quantity demanded divided by the percent change in consumers' income. It says real income here, but that just means income. Like, you don't really have to worry about the real part of this. That what it actually means is that it's adjusted for inflation, but inflation is a macro concept, so we don't really need to worry about it here. So that is the formula. And once again, the sign matters. So do not do absolute value. It is the sign that matters here. So let's go ahead and apply the formula. But to do that, we need to know what the sign means. So if it's a positive number, that means the good is a normal good. If it's a negative number, that means the good is an inferior good. And the way I remember this, excuse me, is that if the word inferior kind of sounds like a negative sounding word, and so negative, inferior, I just associate those two things together in my brain. So if that works for you, great. All right, one practice here to wrap up this video. If consumer incomes increase by 20% and the quantity demanded for ramen noodles decreases by 20%, what is the income elasticity of demand for ramen noodles? Is ramen noodles a normal good or an inferior good? So pause the video and see what you come up with. So the correct answer here is -1, and that's an inferior good. So, I mean, you probably could have guessed by my example of ramen noodles, but notice that this 20% with the quantity demanded is a -20% because I said decrease, and then increase by 20%. That's a positive for the price, or sorry, for the income. Got to be careful there. And so so the formula here is going to be -20 divided by 20, and that gives you -1, indicating that it is an inferior good. So that's all for this video on other elasticities. Until next time, have a great day.